Hey everyone, it's Tom Bachik, celebrity manicurist, and I'm here today with Mia's Secret, and I'm going to show you one of the biggest requests I'm getting from my clients, and that is with spring and summer happening, they're really wanting to get back to their natural nails. Well, not all of them have perfect natural nails, so I'm going to show you a couple of products. One of my favorite is the BioBuilder Gel to help create shape and high gloss and strength to the nails so that my clients could actually wear their own nails and have them looking their best. So the first thing we want to do when creating any look is prepping the nail. If we fail to properly prep the nail, we're preparing ourselves to fail. So starting with the gel cleanser, cleansing the surface of the nail, then we're going to go in with our pH balance. Normally what I do is I start with the largest nail, so I start with the thumb because I have the most amount of product on the surface or in the brush. Lastly, we're going to use Extra Bond, which is our acid-free primer. And what I really love about this is that it doesn't dry completely. So you can see it almost leaves like a moistened surface on the nail. Now, one of the things you really want to focus on is a base gel. A lot of times people want to skip this step again due to time, but the better that the product adheres, the less work you have when your client comes back. So you think, oh, it's taking me, I can save 2 minutes, I can save 3 minutes doing this. But when your client comes back, you're gonna spend an extra 10 to 15 minutes trying to remove any of that product that's lifted because you've skipped this step. So we're gonna start with our luxury base and top. And this product's really focused on super adhesion to the natural nail. And I'm going to put this on fairly thin, and I almost kind of scrub it into the nail. I want to make sure that I have complete contact with this product. It has a thinner viscosity, so you don't need to use a lot of it. You'll find that it spreads really well. We'll put that in for 30 seconds. Now what we're going to do is we're going to apply our BioBuilder Gel, and the whole point of this is to create shape to the natural nail, because not all of my clients have like a perfectly smooth or even upper arch to the nail. Some of them have a little bit of a ski jump to the nail, or some of them have a flatter nail, and this allows me to create that perfect shape into the nail. I like to do this one nail at a time. I do one nail and I freeze it for 10 seconds, the next nail 10 seconds, and so on. So when using this, I like to have a bit of product on the brush. I start back at the cuticle. I push the product towards the cuticle, and then as I come forward, I'll actually let the product get thicker, and then I push it back to create the shape. So down on the sides, I'll pull it forward. See how we're not touching the skin, we go right along the edge. But then in the back, a little bit thick, so I'm going to go a little bit closer to the cuticle. And then when I'm looking at the nail, I'm going to turn your hand just a little bit. I want the thickest point of the nail to be right in the center so that I create that upper arch to the nail. Gabby already has a really nice shape to her nails, but we're going to kind of exaggerate it a bit for the video. So I'll go back in, and you can see it's a little bit flat right in the center, so I'm going to go in with a little bit more product and kind of push the product into that area to create that upper arch. And as I move the product, you can see that it self-levels, creating the shape. And then I want the product to be nice and thin again back out here on the tip. And if I need to, I can even go in with the side of the brush and just move that product exactly where I want it to create that upper arch. Because I want to make sure that I have a nice C-curve to the nail, and then from the side of the nail, I want to have a nice upper arch to the nail. Voila. All right. And so this time we'll leave it in for 60 seconds to make sure that we get complete cure of the product. Okay, so from this point, and the nails look amazing. They have a nice arch to them. They're nice and thin on the sides. They're thin out on the tip. And that's the key, is really creating the design in the enhancement that makes the nail still look thin, but have a more exaggerated shape to it. So we were able to create a higher arch, but it's higher from the side. If you look down the center, it gets thicker in the center and then thin again. So we keep those sides nice and thin. The cuticle area stays very thin, as well as the thickness out at the very edge. And that's also going to give you more strength, because it puts the thickness of the product where you need it to be. From this step, there's two different things you can do. You can see already how amazing the nails look. They've got a great shape, a high gloss shine. So you can, if your shape is good enough, if it's where you like it, you could simply go in and apply a top coat. We like to use the glass finish gel because it does not have an inhibition layer. There's no sticky layer at the end. So it's a no wipe top coat, and simply finish it off. And into the light. And then we'll cure it for 30 seconds. And then we're gonna finish off the look with our Mia's Secret Natural Cuticle Treatment. Voila. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed watching my application of the BioBuilder Gel from Mia's Secret as much as I enjoyed doing it.